Welcome back to an episode of The Bridge. This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm talking about something that has too much information for me to be like playing the game and talking about it. Don't expect this often though. None of this information that I'm going to say is my own, and I'm not going to give my own opinion. It's just a collection of stuff that I found across the web that I found interesting, and you create your own opinion. Also, all sources and links will be provided in the description. I recommend checking them out. Every time I do this, I gain so many subscribers, so I'm doing it again. If you enjoy the content, then please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Also, like. Alright, here's the video. Now, starting with Dream's response. He started with saying that none of his 1.15 runs were cheated and that the odds were wrong, the ones that Geosquare created. He hired a professional statistician who graduated from Harvard with a PhD, who is a practicing astrophysicist, an expert in statistics and astrostatistics. He said he completely cooperated with the mods, unlike what the Geosquare video implied, and that none of his live streams were actually using the data, only 6. Now, going further into the expert's findings, he said that the expert said he had to release the findings no matter what, even if they didn't fully support Dream being guilty. He started by saying the mod's numbers were off by 7.49999 trillion, and it was actually 1 in 10 million odds instead of a 1 in 7.5 trillion odds. Apparently, the mod team calculated percentages based around the odds someone would get these trades while live streaming, not the odds that someone would get them by just playing the game. He gave an example by guessing a number 1 through 10 and then guessing that while streaming. He also brought up trade stopping, saying that once you get enough ender pearls, you leave, but the trades that were still active were not taken into account. And if the last barter in a sequence is always an ender pearl, it cannot be claimed that all the barters are identical and that the binomial model was incorrect. It doesn't account that the ender pearls are special because they're the goal of bartering. He also goes into the graph they use where Dream's line seemed very higher than the other speedrunners' lines, saying that a lucky speedrunner will always look lucky when compared to normal speedrunners. And then furthered by claiming that a lot of the information the speedrunners used were actually false, that they used 10 as the number of RNG targets in a speedrun, and then when they were asked for a list, they couldn't generate a proper list. Dream looked into that further and found actually 37 different RNG targets, and other speedrunners deemed these as accurate. Apparently, their document had a trend where they would just say numbers and say they were favoring Dream and using in calculations, and when these numbers were actually looked into, they would actually be close to the worst numbers in Dream's favor. Apparently, their formula was off, and that it didn't work in their own coin flip example. The expert found that the claim of the p-values being in favor of Dream were not supported, and that there are further corrections that could bring down Dream's chances to actually 1 in a million. Also, the video says that Dream did not comply with the mods and provide what they needed, but actually he did, and provided the mods with whatever they needed whenever they needed. The mod sussed him for using Fabric, a mod loader, but everybody used Speedrun, mostly everybody, like 2/3 of the people that Speedrun actually use Fabric. And they don't say that they had no other mods loaded other than Fabric, essentially cherry picking that data. He claims that the mod team presented the data in a biased way. Apparently, the Bedrock team banned him from submitting a single speedrun for no reason at all, essentially because they just didn't like him. And that the Java team was also talking mad smack to Dream and his fans, which is really just uncalled for. Other mods are leaving because of this, and also Dream has caught other cheaters before. Apparently, with the video, people were discussing whether the decision was right 10 minutes before the video was published. They were yelling at people to finish faster, and some of the mods didn't even think Dream cheated. He brought up that he speedruns because he wants to and actually gets less views on those runs, and also that speedrunning is about getting good RNG. So just because somebody gets a 1 in a million RNG doesn't mean they're cheating, because that's the whole point. You speedrun until you get that good RNG to get a good run. He also said he's donating the monetization money from his video to make for the speedrunning community to make a better anti-cheat, and that he claimed that the professional didn't think he cheated. Now the response on Reddit. The first responses were about the author's credibility. There was a Reddit post claiming that the Harvard-educated PhD analyst might not be as credible as Dream made him out to be. There was a lack of name for this expert. There was no name on the paper, no company either. The only thing that they could find was a website called photoexcitation.com. It had a general Wix layout, and the metadata showed that it was literally just made on Wix. Apparently, it's a grant proposal service, not a statistical analysis service, which means that statistical analysis is not actually their main job. Dream apparently had to contact them specifically to request for analysis job, and there were no names found on the site at all. The founder is just referred to as founder, and that's the only credit on the entire site. And to find the site on Google, you have to search photo excitation proposal review. They're not big enough to be found from even searching up their company name. You have to know what you're looking for and what they do. The only action the site has had is 7 posts on their blog on the date of the response video, all Dream related, a story that was updated in May, a homepage that was updated in June, a domain that was registered on March 21st, and evidence that the domain was up for purchase in 2013. That proves that Dream couldn't have set everything up just for this video, but the company does not seem to be staffed by quality individuals. The website has a lot of grammatical errors, punctuation errors, and reads like it was made by somebody who's not 100% proficient in English. The legal section was very user-friendly and not as professional as other legal sections, and that they charge for everything. Apparently a proofread costs around $100 and a detailed 3-page report costs $1,600, which is weird because apparently Dream got a 19-page report for $50, which just doesn't add up. This Redditor claimed that the site works like an illegitimate site, acting almost like an academic proofreading scam site, and if Dream is assumed to be cheating, it's also safe to assume that he knows that the service is paid and hired them to produce a convincing-looking report to convince those who cared enough to look at the report, but look no further, which is his fans. Somebody found a picture of their frequently asked questions section, and apparently there's a question about why are your reviews anonymous, and there's just no answer. It's just blank. Just take a look at this. Now, responding to this, Dream claims that he found this person because he is a accredited professor at an accredited university and not just through this consulting site. He said he did not try any consulting sites at all and that he emailed professors through a few popular schools, and this guy was one of 2 that responded. He said he'd rather do it through his company to remain anonymous. And there's screenshots of this here. And now to get into the math, I don't really know a lot about the statistics. I'm only in like pre-calc and I failed it last year. I'm retaking it. But anyway, this Reddit post from a Redditor who's apparently a particle physicist with a PhD in physics claims that whoever wrote the report is either deliberately manipulating numbers in favor of Dream or is completely clueless despite claiming he's worked with statistics. This Redditor points out like 6 individual parts of the report that makes him question the qualifications of the anonymous author. I don't understand the math enough to actually like talk about it and like add to it, so I might just put the link to this down in the description. I'd recommend you checking it out. I think he makes some good points, but then again, I'm not good enough at math to like actually know, but I'm just giving the information. Now the weirdest part is that Dream is actually like seems to be hiding information. Apparently he banned the Redditor who made this huge math like post, the post that I was just talking about. This guy has a million karma PhD and no financial interest in the situation, but apparently was banned from a different subreddit, Dream's actual subreddit, for posting on a completely different subreddit because of unsubstantiated information. I'm not the greatest at math, but even I know that the information had evidence backing it. And somebody actually had a conversation with the mods about this exact subject, and the mod said that somebody was banning people for criticizing the zero response, and heavily implied that it was Dream himself. Take a look at this screenshot right here. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to say again that none of these findings are my own, and I was just bringing all the information in one place for people to easily digest it. Also, I don't plan to do controversy videos often, so look forward to more Dream SMP commentaries and just normal commentaries of whatever I want to make. Also, if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We've been getting a lot of subscribers. It's great. It's great. Nice job. Thank you. Most of all, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.